My dog was 13 when he died. That's 91 in dog years. Buddy was sick from heart failure, he was sick from cancer, and it was only $50 to have him put to sleep. Many people thought it was inhumane for me to let him live that way, and I did too. I also think that it's inhumane for us to let our elders live this way too. If somebody is given a terminal sentence, whether it be cancer or any other kind of disease where they only have months to live, they too should have that same right to live in peace and to live without pain in their final days. There's a statement on the Right to Die Info website that says, every person shall have the right to die with dignity. This right shall include that right to choose the time of one's death and to receive medical and pharmaceutical assistance to die painlessly. No physician, nurse, or pharmacist shall be held criminally or civilly liable for assisting a person in the free exercise of this right. The Death with Dignity Act is available in 2 states, in Oregon and Washington. There is an eligibility process. A person must be deemed mentally competent. They have to be a terminally ill adult, a state resident, and they have to voluntarily request and receive a prescription to hasten their death. They have to be capable of making and communicating healthcare decisions for him or herself. They have to be diagnosed with a terminal illness that will lead to their death within 6 months. 2 physicians must also determine whether this criteria is met. There is also a request timeline. You have to make an oral request to your doctor. There is a 15-day waiting period, a second oral request to your doctor, and then a written request to your doctor. There is then a 2-day waiting period before you can pick up the prescription. The patient must pick up the prescription. The patient must decide if they will ingest the medication that will end their life. This law protects citizens. If a patient wishes to use this law, they are in full control of whether they can use it. The patient themselves must be able to administer and request the prescribed medication. The law requires that the physician must be licensed to the same state as the patient, and that the doc's diagnosis must include a terminal illness with less than 6 months to live. There must be a second doctor that has verified this request. If either thinks the patient's judgment is impaired, they are referred for psychiatric evaluation. The attending physician must inform of the patient's alternatives, that is, palliative care, that's hospice, that's pain management. Use of this law cannot affect the status of the patient's health or life insurance policies. Physicians are required to report all prescriptions to the state. Physicians and patients must comply with the law that are protected from criminal prosecution. If you find it inhumane to let your 97-year-old dog die from cancer, how can you not find it inhumane to let your grandpa or your grandma suffer and die from it if they don't have to? There are 2 sides to every argument.